ॐ विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यन्निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यस्साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्रचित्रीकृतं मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यभिमः योगी वयस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् आचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः वर्स् 23 रुद्राणां शङ्करश्चास्मि वित्तेशो यक्षरक्षसां वसूनां पावकश्चास्मि मेरुशिखरिणामहम्. So Bhagavan is describing various glories which is there in the creation or which is described in the Puranas, either way. And earlier I told you that in main devatas, Adityas have been mentioned, Dvadash Adityas have been mentioned. Out of that Vishnu, I am the Vishnu, Bhagavan said, Adityanam aham Vishnu. Now he is mentioning another group of devatas which are also should be included in the main devatas. Rudranam. Rudranam Shankarha Asmi. So, Dvadasha Adityas, I forgot, and now I tell you. What are the names? Mitra, Ravi, Surya, Bhanu, Khaga, Pusha, Hiranyagarbha, Maricha, Aditya, Savita, Arka, Bhaskara. And you know, this Surya Namaskaras have been done even in our Ashtanga Yoga, etc. 12 Surya Namaskaras. While doing Surya Namaskara, they say Om Mitraya Namaha, and then they do. Then Om Khagaya Namaha. So these 12 Adityas are the names of this. And they are... that is... I am talking about Adityas first. Then Rudras also, I will give you the name. So Dvadash Adityas are worshipped every day. And Bhagavan comes to now Ekadash Rudra. 11 Rudras. 11 Rudras are enumerated in the scriptures. And that is how we have got Rudra Ekadashi, etc. also. 11 times of chanting of Rudra is to be done. This is something very unique in the Shastra. I will tell you why Rudram is so much important. We have several karmas. We have Nitya karmas, Naimittik karmas, we have Kamya karmas, And then we have a Nishiddha karma, which is not to be done, and we have a Prayaschitta. And I will tell you the Prayaschitta, the best form of Prayaschitta is chanting Rudram or doing Abhisheka with the Rudram, because the meaning of the word Rudram itself indicates, which I will talk to you. So, they always invoke this 11 Rudras in 11 pots. And all of them are, and among them one will be the most important one. That's how, that is a Shankara. These 11 Rudras, out of that, these 10 are considered avatar of Lord Shiva. And one is a divine being, Ishvara, well, representing aspects of destruction and transformation. Those names of 11 Rudras are Kapali, Pingala, Bhima, Virupaksha, Vilohita, Shasta, Ajapada, Ahirbudnya, Shambhu, Shambhu or Shankara, and Chanda and Bhava. So these are the 11 Rudras. Out of that, Bhagavan said, Shankaraha Ahamasmi. Why Shankaraha Ahamasmi? Because Sham Karoti iti Shankaraha, which Sham means Mangalam. Mangalam Karoti iti Shankaraha. Shanno Mitra Sham Varuna, so Sham is, we know, Mangalam. So, and Mangalam means what? Ananda, basically. And that is why, the word Rudram, Rud plus Dra. Rud means Rudanam, crying, pain, unhappiness, etc. And Dra means Dravayati, Dravayati. So, Rud Dravayati iti Rudraha, which melts down your pain, your obstacle in life, etc., which melts away the sorrow from the life. So because there is generally a lot of crying in one's heart or in a family all the time. And so, Rudra Parayanam, when you do, or you do this Rudrabhishekam, etc., then definitely this crying goes away from your life. Sorrow goes away from your life. So he is considered as a Dukkha Nashaka. That's how it is the biggest Prayaschitta. So people have asked several times to me, Swamiji, something we have done wrong in the past. And I think in present day, I am having obstacle because of that. We connect. May not be that, but we connect. So how to get rid of the obstacle? What is the Prayaschitta? I would say this. Best Prayaschitta in the Shastra is chanting Rudram properly, with the Swaras properly, and or else Rudrabhishekam. So be a witness when the priest on your behalf is doing Rudrabhishekam. You need not chant.
Rudram and Rudrashtam chanting is same or different?
Rudrashtak is a one stotra. It is a different thing. I am talking about the Vedic Rudram, which is there in Yajurveda. Anyway, so Shankaraha, Sham Karoti, he brings definitely joy in one's life. Rudram. That's how it's glory. Then Vitteshaha, Yaksha Rakshasam, another group of devatas, Yaksha and Rakshas, not Rakshas. There is a Rakshogana, Rakshati iti Rakshas, Rakshaha. I think it is a neuter word, Raksha, Rakshasi, Rakshamsi, etc. Rakshogana is also there, Yakshagana is there. Gana means a group. Group of Yakshas, group of Rakshagana, which protect you. So devatas, Bhagavan says, out of all of them, well, I am Vitteshaha. Vitteshaha means I am a Kubera. Vittanam Ishaha. So I am basically a Kubera, Lord of Wealth. In Badrinath, there is actually a place for Kubera. And there is a belief that if you keep a coin in Kubera's hand and you have to take back. And that coin you come home and bring in a safe. Keep it in a safe. Then definitely the vittam in your home multiplies in your life. That's how it is. So when Swami was given, Swami was there all along, in the trip. He only organized that, going to Badrinath and all. And so one of the member in that group gave a coin to Swami. Swami thought he is giving me. No, he said, you keep it in Kubera's hand and give it back to me. Yeah. So there is a place there, for Kubera. Anyway, so Vitteshaha Yaksha Raksasam. Out of all these devatas, Yakshagana and Rakshagana, etc., I am a Vittesha. I am Lord of Wealth. So, therefore we should not condemn wealth also. And we never condemn. We never condemn also. Anyway. Then Pavakaha Vasunam Asmi. The very other important group of devatas. This is all from Puranas, okay? This is not worldly glories. Yeah, this is all from Puranas. We have to take it as it is. So, another important group of devata is a Ashtavasu. I already told you. So, Dvadasha Adityas, 11 Rudras and Ashtavasu. They are the main devatas, 31. And then Indra and Prajapati, you had become 33. These are the 33 main devatas which has been mentioned even in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad also. And they only multiply, as I told you, become 33 crores. Anyway, so Bhagavan mentions these Vasus also now. And this Ashtavasu, they are the presiding deities of 8 directions basically. So among Ashtavasu, Bhagavan says, I am Pavakaha. Pavayati iti Pavakaha. Punati iti Pavaka. Both are there. Pavaka means Agni, which purifies. Only the greatest purifier in the world right now from any impurity is Agni. Starting from a dead body, you put it on a fire. Or you want to make a given thing free from any pathogens and all. You autoclave and all, several things are there. Or a metal which is in the form of an ore having a lot of impurities, they put in furnace to purify. So ultimately you get a pure metal out of the ore by putting into furnace and other things. So any way you look, even water also, you boil it and keep it. So there is one thing, I was thinking, it's amazing. There is one thing which purifies from any kind of impurity is Agni. Therefore, its name is a Pavaka. Pavayati iti Pavaka, the purifier. Pudhatu is there. From there word Pavitram also has been there. Pudhatu, Punati, etc. And Pavayati is also made from that. So, that is from a worldly angle. Now we can say Agni is fire is a purifier. Then from Shastra angle also, it is said Agni is supposed to be the purifier of the mind. And that is why we worship Agni all the time. In fact, we start our day with the fire, Agni, lighting a lamp. Yeah. And then, of course, as per the custom that you light up the lamp and show it to the celestial light called sun. And celestial light is, of course, a manifestation of Ishvara. And then when you show it, then you also invoke that same Ishvara in your lamp also. And then you keep it on a side. And you do your daily chores, thinking that he is a Sakshi of all your karmas. So which gives you the karma phala. So you are doing best karma, but somebody should be there, a witness who will give karma phala. So you light up the lamp. Any karma, we always start with this. That is one reason. Otherwise also, that is a first form. Fire is a first form of Ishvara. Other two forms are there. Akasha has no form. Then Vayu has no form. Then fire. Right? Akasha, Vayu, Agni. Agni is the first form of Ishvara. And therefore we invoke in a form which is the first form. That is fire. That way also, from Shastric angle also, well, what Bhagavan says, Pavaka is my glory, etc. Fire is my glory, we can understand very well. Then Bhagavan says, Meruhu Shikharinam Aham. Among all the mountains with the peaks, etc., I am Meru Parvata. It is described in a Purana again. And not only Purana, in Veda also there is a mention of a Meru Parvata. And where is this Meru Parvata? There are different opinions for that. Regarding the situation of Meru Parvata. Some people say the Himalaya, which is the biggest range rather, vast range. Such a vast range is not there in any other mountain, including Alps and other things. The very wide range. Himalaya is considered as a Meru. Somebody say like that. There are some people say that Meru, this mountain is there on a North Pole. Because there is a description in the Shastra that the sun moves around this Meru Parvata. And definitely on a North Pole, we know for sure that, for 6 months the sun moves in a horizon only. Yeah. So some people believe that this Meru Parvata is there on North Pole. And I will tell you about one Pandita from Tamil Nadu went also, and he narrated his experience in his book, but it is Tamil book, and he written. I will just tell you that later. Anyway, so this is what it has been said here. And that Shastri from Tamil Nadu, he went via Norway or something. He went. And it's government supported, some other organizations also supported. And we feel that he must have gone North Pole, definitely must have a different, clothes and all that. No. In his, what is that, Panchakacham or Angavastra, etc. He on that he has gone. And because he said, the Shastri said, everyone being a Hindu has to circumambulate, do pradakshina of this Meru. And therefore I am a Hindu and I am going to do it. And I feel that it is in the North Pole because the description matches with the Shastra. Because, the sun moves around. So it is the North Pole only. And he went there and came back, and he has written a book, very beautiful description, experiences of this in Tamil. He has written it. But anyway, so this is, Bhagavan says Shikharinam. So among all the mountains with the peaks, that's called Shikhari. Shikhara asya stiti Shikhari. Shikharin. Shikhara means a peak. A mountain has peak. Among them, I am the Meru. Some people say Kailasa or Parvata also. But it doesn't match anyway. But it is there. Anyway. Let's go to verse 24. Puro dasam cha mukhyam mam Vidhi partha brihaspatim Senanīnāmaham skandaha Sarasamasmi sagaraha Purodas Puraha datte iti purodaha. And sometimes they use priest. Instead of a da, they put hitam. That's a past participle. So purohita or purodaha, same meaning, priest. So there are two types of priest. Some Vedic priests are also there who officiate in rituals, and wherever the jivas are there, these purohits will be there. So the celestial purohits are also there. Bhagavan talks about that anyway. And in our world also there are some definitely priests. So Bhagavan says, among celestial purohits, priest, I am Brihaspati, who helped Indra and other devatas in yajna, etc. So they are there. So Deva Purohiteshu Madhye, I am Brihaspati. And the meaning here is Purodha. Puraha means agree, in the front. One who is kept in a front as a guide is called Purohit. So Puraha Datte iti. One who is placed in front, one who is seated in front, and who guides in a ritual, etc. He is called Purohit. Bhagavan says, among celestial priests, I am Brihaspati, who helps the devatas, basically. That's how Brihaspati is a guru of. Then, Senaninam aham skandaha. Senani. Senam nayati iti senani. One who leads the army, basically. Commander, army commander, you can say. So, among the army commanders, they are not living the field. This is just by the way. The person, suppose, who is in the army, and he is a very astika, and he listens all this, he would like to see Ishvara in a form of army, right? In an army officer form. So definitely, Bhagavan, I think, is telling for that. Senaninam aham. So among army commanders, I am the skanda. Skandate iti skandaha. So skanda means what? Well, to emerge, to originate. So the skanda, the Subramanya, has been originated from the third eye of Lord in order to kill certain, the Rakshasas who had an extraordinary strength. So Bhagavan, because it's all Ishvara's power. His power is non-separate from him, right? Shiva and Shakti are one alone. We know. So from his own power, which from the third eye, in form this Skandate, who has come out and that is the Skanda. Anyway, so and that's how his name of the Skanda is a Deva Senapati. In the Puranas he has been called as Deva Senapati, the commander of the celestial army, Deva Senapati. But it has a different meaning also. The third eye is considered knowledge. So what comes out in the form of a knowledge. That's how Subramanyam is called Jnana Subramanyam. So it gives a knowledge also. Anyway, but based on Puranas, we can say the best commander-in-chief, which is Subramanya, is me, Bhagavan says, celestial commander. Then Sarasam Asmi Sagara. Among all the reservoirs of water, I am Sagara, the ocean, which is worth worshipping. We can worship any reservoir, but I am in the form of ocean. And in the Puranas, there is a big story. And I have to tell that story now, okay? Perhaps you may like. And because many of the verses now are connected to that story. So therefore, I am going to tell you now a story for some time. That story is a story is for the Ganga Avataranam, basically. Ganga Avataranam means arrival of the Ganga from the heaven or heavenly world to the earth. That is the story for that. Anyway, and this story occurs in many Puranas. This story occurs even in Ramayana also. Amazing. And when Ramachandraji, Rama and Lakshmana were taken when they were young, they were taken by Vishwamitra to kill those, Rakshasas, etc. That time, on the path, Vishwamitra was telling several stories. One of the stories of a Ganga Avataranam also he told. So that those children do not get tired, they were walking in the forest. So this is a very beautiful story. And this story says that there was a king called Sagara. And that king was having, this is all Purana, okay? He was having 60,001 sons. And this king was fond of doing Ashwamedha Yaga. This is a yaga which Kshatriya has to perform. Nobody can perform, and especially king, because it involves a lot of money and other things. So Ashwamedha Yaga. And those kings perform ultimately because they want to rule. Here they are ruling right now. But once the body falls, then you will get another body. He wants to be a ruler in other celestial world also. So he wants to become an Indra, by which he will be the ruler of the celestial world. So even Ramchandraji performed this Ashwamedha Yaga. Anyway, and it is said, one who performs this Ashwamedha Yaga 100 times, he will definitely become an Indra. This has been said. So this King Sagara performed 99 times. And now this was the last yajna. And definitely you can understand the fear of our, fear of the Indra. This is called Jiva. Yeah. Fear. Dvaitati bhayam bhavati. So easy to prove that devatas also are jivas because Dvaita buddhi is there, which is product of self-ignorance, definitely. So abhayam pratisham vindati otherwise. Otherwise, if they had knowledge, it would be different. But anyway, so 60,000 sons on the one side, and the other is this, the one which is left. His name was Asamanjas. That word we use for some person who is idiot, etc. But I don't know. He was like that maybe. So, and when he performed this last yaga, and in the part of the yaga is, ultimately they have to leave this ashwa and it will move around in different states. And if a king of that particular state will not oppose, means that king has been won over by the king who is performing this. If you challenge them, then there will be always an army behind that ashwa who will fight with them and win over also. Yudhishthira also performed by Rajasuya. So he is also similar to that. Yeah. Anyway, so Indra's job basically now is to scan the world, whether anybody is performing this yaga or not, especially 100th yaga or not. And he found this Sagara is doing this last yaga, and so definitely he wanted to steal the horse itself. Therefore, the yaga will remain incomplete because he goes to several states and come back, and then that is considered the completion of the yaga. And this has to steal the horse, and he has done that job. And then definitely when it was stolen by the Indra, then all the 60,000 sons of Sagara, king, were following, and so naturally they chase the Indra. They were not knowing who is that because he has changed his vesha, etc., and came. And Asamanjas did not go. He remained in the kingdom. So all 60,000 started chasing Indra. And Indra could not escape. He also came to know. And so he went underground with that horse to the Patala Loka. And this Sagara, Sagara's sons, they are called Sagara, naturally. Sagarasya apatyam is Sagaraha. So all 60,000, they are called Sagara. When he went with the horse, Indra went with the horse to the Patala Loka, these people started digging the earth. 60,000 sons, Sagaras, started digging the earth. And all over and a huge peat wall was created by them. And the water started filling in them. And that water body is called Sagaraha, because this was definitely created by the Sagaras, this peat. So anyway, so Bhagavan said, Sarasamasmi Sagaraha. The story is left. We have to complete this story. Ganga Avatarana. Then, when they went to Patala Loka, the 60,000, of course, Indra has escaped from the Patala Loka because he found that still they are chasing. So he found that now I cannot escape, but so he disappeared from there. And what he did was he tied the horse. Indra tied the horse before leaving to where in a place called Kapilaranyam, where this sage Kapila was performing a tapas. He was in a deep meditation. He was not knowing that Indra has come and with a stolen horse, etc. But he tied there nearby, so that when the Sagaras came, they will catch this Kapila as a taskara of this, as a thief of this. And they came. After digging everything, they came to the Patala and they found Kapila was there, their horse was there. They were so angry and thought this person is now doing pretending that he is a great sage, etc., but he is a thief. So they shouted so much. And Kapila came out of his meditation, and he definitely was very disturbed. So he was so angry that from his eyes, the fire came out. And all 60,000 burned to the ashes. As per Paramacharya of our Kanchi, there is a ash island near California. That is the island. Swami, but why are you connecting? I am not connecting. Paramacharya says that. He says that ash island is nothing but this 60,000 sagaras who have burned to the ashes. That is the ash island. Whatever it is. But this is a story it has a very big significance in spiritually, but I am not going that because we are giving justice to the glories part right now. Anyway, so then Kapila definitely, again, for him it was nothing. So they burned to ashes and he again went back to the meditation, etc. And then the horse did not come, the Sagaras did not come. So the Sagara, the father, he was an old person naturally. He was really worried. And he told this Asamanjas was there that you find out where are they. And he came out and he found out, of course. He also came to Patala and he found that Kapila was there and the ash was there. And he requested that did my brothers come here? I am a son of so-and-so, Sagara, etc. And then he said, yes, they came, 60,000 came. and they disturbed my meditation, etc. All this, and so I got angry and I cursed them. They are burned to ashes, etc. Then, well, please show me. I want my, my brothers, etc. Well, they become. I want them to have a life. So they have become mortal, but I want them to be immortal. Means I want them to be alive. What should I do? He requested again and again. Then Kapila Rishi told that there is only way. If Gangaji comes down to the Patala, and if water of the Ganges touch this ash, then all of them will revive. Wow! Now, how to bring in those days? It was not. Gangaji was in heavenly world. How to bring it down? And therefore, Asamanjas came back, and he said, "This is a thing." He narrated it. That's it. He thought his job is over. Then Sagara said, "Do something." He said, "I can't do anything." Then, but he told, "My son is there, Amshuman." He was Amshuman, Asamanjas' son. I will tell him, to put some effort to bring this Ganges down. So Amshuman also tried a lot, but it didn't. Then Amshuman also got tired ultimately. Gangaji did not come down. And then Amshuman, when he became old, told his son, Bhagirath, to do something. And Bhagirath was a person who had a great perseverance. That's how we say Bhagirath Prayatna. So great perseverance. And he decided that if I will put my efforts, there will be always a grace of Ishvara. Always, there is a very beautiful saying. Udyamam sahasam dhairyam buddhish shakti parakramaha shadaite yatra vartante tatra devaha sahayakrut. These 6 things are there which are on the part of the human being. Udyamam. Udyamam means effort. Sahasam means, always there is a attitude of taking some undertaking. Doing some undertaking means do some business, etc. So Udyamam, Sahasam, Dhairyam, perseverance is there. Buddhihi, knowledge should be there. It is there, suppose. And Shaktihi, resources are there. Parakrama means to face certain failures. That is also there. Then in that case, if all these things are there, then definitely Tatra Devaha Sahayakrut. The Ishvara will definitely Sahayakrut, will definitely help in form of a grace, so that endeavor becomes a successful endeavor. And Bhagiratha was having it. And then Bhagiratha decided, yes, I will do. He did tapasya for 1,000 years to please Ganges to come down. After 1,000 years, Ganges really got pleased and appeared before him and said, yes, I want to come down. But I'm a heavenly source of water, and nobody could withstand the force. If I come down, the whole earth will definitely get crushed. Who will withstand my force? And we know for sure, even a small fall comes from 100 feet. If you stand below that, it will break our head. Then this is this is called Akasha Ganga. So definitely what to do? Then he said, Bhagirath was a little perplexed. He said, I'm showing you a way. You please Lord Shiva. I will definitely fall in his matted hair. And it is so matted that I will be totally, will be included. And then he will release from his head on the earth. And so he did again penance for 1,000 years. Now Lord Shiva got pleased. Look at that effort of Bhagirath. And he requested that this is a thing, and kindly do this. May you receive Ganges in your hair. He said yes. And release later, like that. Bhagavan said yes. And then as he received the Ganges, the whole Ganges was covered. She could not come out, because Ganges was having that pride that if I fall down, the whole earth will crush, etc. Bhagavan wanted to teach her a lesson. She was totally covered, got suffocated inside. Then she requested, along with the Bhagirath, requested that please release me. I'm getting suffocated. So Bhagavan released a little bit. You have seen it. A little bit from that. And it started flowing. And Bhagirath, Gangaji told the Bhagirath, you go in ahead and I follow you up to the Patal Loka. As she was flowing, and between, because Bhagavan is in Himalaya, and so he was doing penance there, etc. And so from Himalaya it started flowing. And in between there are a lot of ashramas of the various sages. One of the ashrama was of a Jannu Rishi. And as Gangaji was flowing, it definitely destroyed in between several places, and including the ashrama of the Jannu Rishi. And Jannu Rishi was really a Siddha Purusha, so he drank the whole Ganges. Bhagiratha was waiting and he could not find it. Whole Bhagirath, this one was in a stomach of a Jannu Rishi. Again Bhagirath, This is what happens. When you want to establish a certain industry in India, then you have to pass through several people. Everywhere you have to 50 rupees, 100 rupees, 500 rupees. Your file has to move for the final approval. This is what this kind of a thing. So Bhagirath was literally worried where, and then he found, of course, that this is a thing. Then he requested Jannu Rishi. Several prayers, then Jannu Rishi, brought it out from the ear. Very spiritual significance, I will tell you at the end. Brought it out from there. That's how she is called Jannavi. Because she came out first from the head of Lord Shiva, and then from the ear of Jannu Rishi. Then she flew down to the Patala, and of course, all this, when it came in touch with the Ganges water, came in touch with this ashes of that, all of them were revived, etc. So that is how this has been narrated. So there is one verse which says, Prarabhyate na khalu vigna bhayena nichaihi Prarabhya vigna vihitaha viramanti madhyaha Vigne punah punapi pratyahanyamanaha Prarabhya tu uttama janaha na parityajanti. There is a lesson from here, and before the lesson that I will give, what it signifies is that from the Lord's head which comes out this is Jnana Ganga, and that Jnana Ganga comes from the head, goes to the ears naturally, goes to the ears of the person, and from his head also comes out, goes to the another ears. So this is how the journey of the Jnana Ganga is: head to the ear, to the head, to the ear. That's called Karna Parampara. We say called Karna Parampara Shruyate iti Shruti. So this Jnana Ganga is in the form of this Shruti. That's what is indicated. From the head of Shiva went to our Jannu Rishi. From the ear it came out, and from ear to again head, etc. Like that it is a journey. So prarabhyate na khalu vigna bhayena nichaihi. Very beautiful. So there are three types of people in the world. From this we can learn. One type of people means they never undertake anything because they are always afraid of the failure. So prarabhyate na khalu vigna bhayena nichaihi. So there are people who are of lowest category, that they do not have a capacity to undertake failure, so they never undertake any activity. And they proclaim that, in my life there is no failure. But naturally, because you have not done anything in life, where is the question of a failure? Yeah. So in order to, tell themselves as very successful, they will not take any activity. Anyway. The second one is prarabhya vigna vihitaha viramanti madhyaha, in the middle. So they are the people, they have a courage to start, but once they face few failures, they again give up. And there are lastly, vigne punah api pratihanyamanaha. Vigne. In the obstacle, some people are again and again, they are defeated by any number of obstacles, etc. Prarabhyatu. Once they begin, Uttama janaha na parityajanti. Bhagirath is like this. I still remember, I just saw one interview of our civil services examination in the India, very challenging exams. This time, one girl has come, the AIR 1 they called, All India rank 1, first she has come, and her interview was there. And it was asked, this is your first attempt or some, multiple attempts. She said, this is my 6th attempt. But she said, 5 times I was failed. She was not selected in civil service examination, but I continued. And my parents also was encouraging me, etc. And she became first in the All India rank. It was something very unusual. So these are this kind of people who are doing Bhagirath Prayatna. Ultimately it was brought down, and Bhagirath's all ancestors for Bhagirath, they are all ancestors, Sagara's sons. All ancestors, well, definitely they got the life because of him. So Bhagirath is an ideal example of a perseverance. Anyway, verse 25. Maharshinam bruguraham giramasmekam aksharam yajnanam japayajñosmi stavaranam himalayah. Maharshinam bruguraham, among the Maharshis, 7 Maharshis are there. In this chapter itself, on the 6th verse, Maharshayas saptapurve chatvaro manavastatha, etc. The 6th verse Bhagavan mentioned also. So among these 7 Maharshis, Saptarshis, well, I am Bhrigu. Bhrigu is considered very preeminent, the one. Therefore, Bhagavan takes his name. Several are there, Bhrigu, Atri, Marichi, etc. So Krishna says all rishis are great, but the greatest one is Bhrigu. And there is a reason. Bhrigu was having a license of verifying that this Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesha, these Trimurtis, all are really having a control over their emotions or not. And he went on doing that. He first wanted to check the patience of a Brahma, then Shiva, and then Vishnu. And he found Brahma failed. Brahma got angry. He tried to irritate Bhrigu, and Brahma got irritated. So he said, well, in my exam, Brahmaji failed. It's just Purana, huh? Don't go back. Then Shiva, of course, he got angry also. He pleased easily, he got angry also very easily. That's why one of the name of Shiva is Ashu Tosha. Ashu, Shigram, Toshayati, or Ashu Tushyati also, both. He gets pleased also very easily, he gets angry also very easily. So he also failed. Then Bhrigu went to Lord Vishnu and kicked on his chest. And Vishnu got up from his yoga nidra and said, sorry. Because my chest is like a vajra. It never melts. My bhaktas also keep on praying and praying. My heart never melts. And to such my chest, you have kicked perhaps your feet, which are very soft, might have been hurt. And like that, he started, rubbing his Bhrigu's feet, massaging rather. And not only that, Vishnu had that mark of on his chest called Bhrigu Lanchanam. So that's how Bhrigu is considered to be the very special Rishi among the 7 Rishis. Anyway, then that's how Bhagavan says, I am that. Among the Maharshis, I am the Bhrigu. Then Giram Asmi Eka Aksharam. Gihi means a speech. And Shankaracharya says, here it refers to words. Among the many words in all languages, there is only one all-inclusive word, of a one single syllable, and that is Om. And phonetically, I would like to say a few things about that. It's something very scientific also. And phonetically, the word Om basically does not belong to any language. Phonetically, it is a universal sound consisting of three sounds: A, U, and Ma. And when anybody opens his mouth naturally and makes a sound, it is A only. And when he closes a mouth and makes a sound, it is Makara only, Ma. And the same A becomes U when the mouth is rounded. You bring a certain modification after opening a mouth till you close. In between, all the letters, well, which appear, which you can utter, is between opening the mouth and closing the mouth. Various modifications, oo, e, etc., and all other. It's very beautiful in phonetics, actually. So these are the sounds that come naturally to any human being. On all other sounds are the modification of definitely naturally. Once you open a mouth and then modify, then all other sounds come out. So all words are combination of these sounds, and all names are words in all languages. And so Om is the name of a Lord, is a single syllable name of the Lord, representing all the words in all languages. Any language you want to speak means you will speak words. Sentences means words. Word names, let us say first names. Names means words. Words means letters. And to utter any letter in any language, you have to open the mouth. And you close the mouth. In between, all modifications are there. That is U. Therefore, basically, among many words, gihi, among the many words, many in all languages, there is one all-inclusive word of a one single syllable, that is Om. But why it is Bhagavan's name? Yeah, I will tell you. It is, it's a very perfect name for the Lord. Otherwise, any name you give is an injustice to the Lord. Inasmuch as Ishvara is in the form of entire Jagat, various forms, all forms are associated with names. Therefore, if you want to give a name to Ishvara, it should be a name which is inclusive of all names, including all names. And any name you take, if you say Rama, well, you exclude Shiva, etc. So basically, any other name you give other than Om, it does not include, because Rama means a certain form, Shiva means a certain form, Krishna means a certain form, etc. So any name other than Om, if you say, you are not giving justice to Lord. Lord means basically who is in the form of apparent creation, all apparent forms. All the forms are associated with the names, and therefore if you want to, Ishvara alone is in the form of all the names now. Therefore, if you want to tell Ishvara by one name, it should be inclusive of all the names in any language. Could you follow what I am saying? Yeah. And therefore, definitely Lord's name has to be such that it includes all names. And that is how in our prayer also, we repeat a given name 108 times. Because basically, from the Sanskrit standpoint, I will tell you from phonetic standpoint a little later. From Sanskrit standpoint, A to H are 54. Among them, certain letters we do generally, certain forms of letters which are not generally counted, but A to H are 54. And therefore, all names are, names of Lord, and all names are but words. Words are nothing but the letters, and all letters means the 54 letters. So you begin with A to H, it's called Arohanam, right? And you come back from H to A. Again, it's called Avarohanam, and ascending and descending order. Then 54 and 54 becomes 108. And so within this, all words are possible. And therefore, if you repeat one name 108 times, all the names are included. Because any name you want to make it is from these 54 letters. So if you, in ascending order 54, and descending order 54, if 108 are the names, 108 will be the, 108 times, yeah. You just take one name and repeat 108 times, definitely, symbolically, it repeats all the names of Lord, known and unknown, both. That's for Sanskrit, from Sanskrit standpoint. But phonetically, all sounds in all languages are between a, and you open the mouth, and ma, when you close the mouth. So later O stands for all other sounds in between, and so we have Om. So you say Om is when you say Om, all names are included. All names are included, names are connected to the forms. All forms are included. When all forms are included, Ishvara is included, because Ishvara alone is in the form of these apparent forms. So that's how Om is considered the very neat name, Ishvara likes it also very much. Very neat name of Ishvara, because it is all inclusive. He is really justified by, we justify, his status by chanting that name. Anyway, so it's a non-linguistic phonetic symbol for the Lord, which is ekaksharam, which is one syllable. So the Lord is one and non-dual, containing basically within himself all these things, apparent things, which are expressed by Om. Om stands for all names which are apparent, basically. What is there is just one Brahman, which is with apparent Jagat, apparent forms and apparent names. So Omkara is a sound symbol, pratika we call, for the meditation on Ishvara. That's how Giram Asmi Ekaksharam, Bhagavan says. So, and some more things are there. A stands for the waking world, and U stands for the thought world, dream world, and Makara stands for the unmanifest. So it starts with the Srishti, creation, and then resolves into Brahman. That we know. Brahman, Jagat Karanam Brahman. And Om is therefore a word symbol for meditation upon Param Brahman, which is the cause of the entire creation. It's also a word, basically, through which you understand Param Brahman. This we are not going into. All these things are very beautifully discussed in Mandukya Upanishad in the beginning itself. Sarvami etad Brahma. Before that, Sarvami etad Omkara. So Omkara is equated with the Brahman, etc. So basically it becomes both a word revealing Brahman, or it becomes a word symbol, verbal symbol for meditating upon Ishvara. Could you follow? If you analyze Omkara, well, you come down to the reality that is Brahman, or you just take Om as a symbol, word symbol, or a verbal symbol, you are meditating upon Ishvara. Because when you chant Om, you are calling him, and Om stands for all the names. And therefore, definitely you are, Om is such a symbol, non-linguistic symbol, phonetic symbol for the Lord. So both the ways, it's so versatile. So you chant Om, well, definitely it becomes a meditation. If you analyze Om, then you come to know that it is Param Brahma. You come to know, you gain knowledge of Brahman through analysis of Omkara. If you make it as a symbol, sound symbol or a verbal symbol, you can meditate upon Ishvara. So both the things are there. And therefore, in that sense, Om is a name of Ishvara. And the last part is Yajnanam Japa Yajnah Asmi. Bhagavan says there are many rituals, yajnas, for which you require a number of ingredients, and you need a fire, and then you need a wood, etc. And when you offer this wood into the fire in a yajna, etc., there are many, the insects, etc. Well, they get burnt. They are destroyed. Unknowingly, they get destroyed. Also, to do yajna, etc., you need a money. You have to buy several things, etc. And that may be possible that in order to obtain that money, basically you might have done something wrong also, or you might not have done wrong knowingly also, you might have hurt somebody. They say your gain is necessarily at the expense of someone else's gain. So therefore, naturally the person gets hurt also. And therefore, definitely in the process of performing ritual, etc., unwittingly, unknowingly, you hurt or destroy many things. And so to offset those papas, basically, you have to do few extra prayers. So all rituals and prayers basically help in acquiring ultimately antakarana shuddhi. So in that case, japa yajna is something in which you are not creating further papams, etc. Further obstacles will not be created. So mental repetition of Lord's name, etc., is the greatest. That's how Bhagavan says, yajnanam, among all the rituals, etc. Well, I am japa yajna, etc. And lastly, sthavaranam Himalaya. Among the mountains, I am Himalaya. And he talks about the mountains that may or may not have peaks, of course. So sthavara means which does not move. That is a Parvata, mountain. So among these immobile mountains, well, I am the Himalaya. Alaya means a abode. Him means a snow. So distinction of Himalaya among all the mountains is because I told you the vastness of its range, etc. So like that, Bhagavan continues. So we have seen up to verse number 25. Further will be taken later. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.